Hello and good morning, everybody. This is going to be my first video on a series that I want to do about communication. They teach us to read correctly and speak correctly and write correctly, but they do not teach us to communicate correctly. And it's a whole nother thing on its own. So I want to do just like I have these rules of communication. I've taken communication dynamics in college, relationship dynamics in college, lots of psychology classes in college. And where I got most of my information, though, is my own therapy and counseling. So I'm not telling anybody anything I haven't been through myself. And I'm not saying I've discovered these things on my own and I'm brilliant at all. I'm just sharing what I've learned with everybody else. And it's made my life so much better and made my ability to communicate with people so much better. And I know that it can help everybody else. The first rule, I'm going to do the first rule. That's recognize who you're talking to. That's the first rule of communication. Recognize who you are talking to. Because you're going to want to adjust your communication according to who you're talking to. That does not mean change who you are or your personality or anything like that. It means adjusting your communication by who you're talking to. Because if you're talking to somebody that you know is not as trustworthy, then you're going to be careful what you say. When it's someone that's very trustworthy, you're going to say things differently to them, things that you wouldn't tell other people. So recognize who you're talking to first of all. Is it someone that's going to go tell everybody something? You don't want to tell them your secrets. Or is it someone you can trust that's like a vault? I am a vault. I will keep secrets. So that's why people love talking to me and telling me stuff, because they know once they tell me something, it gets locked up and I ain't saying nothing to anybody else. I got some serious secrets about people. Nobody will know them though. But I just want to say another way to adjust how you communicate is your experiences with that person and patterns that person has shown you. If they have, by your experiences, first of all, you're not going to talk to somebody about remember when they weren't there. So that's a way that you adjust your communication. You don't talk about something that you did and be saying remember when, and that person wasn't there. You're going to relay that information differently to them than if they had been there. So that's the way that you adjust your communication as to who you're talking to. Also, if you know somebody they say things really frankly, or they put things in a way and it kind of can sound offensive, but you know they talk that way to everybody and it's just them, you know not to take it personally. So you consider who you're talking to and you consider how you need to speak to them. If it's somebody that flies off the handle really easily, you know you're going to want to talk very sensitively to them and you're not going to want to get in their face. Whereas other people may need you to challenge them and kind of get on them and to motivate them. So that's what I mean. You go by your experiences with people. You go by how you know they communicate, and you consider who you're talking to and adjust your communication to who you're talking to. Just like if you know somebody's liberal and you're very conservative, you may not want to bring up conservative stuff at a certain time because you don't feel like dealing with it. So that's what I'm saying. You adjust your communication to who you're talking to. First and foremost rule of communication is realize who you're talking to, how they speak, how they act, how they are, and adjust your communication to what best would communicate to them and be mutually beneficial to both of you. That's my first video on communication. Very simple thing. I'm going to keep them all very simple. Love you all. Much love and brightest blessings.